Thread on Twitter by 3 days 3 nights. Proof of submission to Trump. Relax. Trump already won. He forced the globe to submit to #MAGA under fear of D-class. Everything you are witnessing now is the dead cat bounce of satanic socialists. And it will wake up billions. Here's proof to make your day. Saudi Arabia submitted. Way back in mid-2017, Trump made a trip to Saudi Arabia. The king submitted publicly by holding a sword dance in honor of Trump. This is symbolic of going to war together. Q140. In October 2017, one side of their pyramid fell with the SA coup. Q post 140. Families combined. TRI equals NWO. November 11, 2017. Wealth, over generations, buys power. Power, over generations, buys more wealth/control. More wealth/control buys countries and its people. Families combined, TRI, equals NWO. Inner TRI families will collapse. What is the keystone? What nation dominates all others? What nation has influence over most others? What is the keystone? Return to SA. Strings cut plus. Puppets, plus and shadows. Each side of the triangle controls a certain subsect of power brokers. Power brokers are also labeled as the puppets/servants. What is the New World Order? Why did POTUS receive a sword dance when visiting SA? What does this mean culturally? Why is this relevant? What occurred in SA? How did POTUS remove one side of the pyramid? What did POTUS receive while visiting China? Where did POTUS dine? What is the significance? What if China, Russia, and others are coordinating with POTUS to eliminate the NWO? Who controls NK? Who really controls NK? Who controls several agencies within the US, EU, and abroad? Why is no such agency so vital? Enormous scale of events currently ongoing. Why is Russia helping to kill ISIS? This is not easy to accept nor believe. Crumbs make bread. Operations active. Joint missions underway. The world is fighting back. Refer back to graphic. The Great Awakening. Snow White. Iron Eagle. Jason Bourne, 2016 Dream CIA. Q. Israel submitted. Immediately after leaving SA, Saudi Arabia, Trump went to Israel. Even today SA and Israel are still getting along. Trump visited the Wailing Wall. Israel publicly submitted by allowing the US to move our embassy to Jerusalem with our military protection. Vatican submitted. Trump left Israel and flew straight to Rome. Pope Francis would have been shown concrete evidence of human trafficking provided by the new coalition of US, SA and IS. Red lines were drawn in the sand. The Pope submitted publicly in this picture. The EU and NATO submitted. Trump then left Rome and flew to Brussels. The EU and NATO now realize we have it all, and they were told to stand down on #Brexit and pay more for #NATO. EU leaders publicly submitted in this photo when Trump walks in late like a boss. Las Vegas battle. In October 2017, Q implied, they tried to take out the new SA Crown Prince bin Salman, good guy. Former evil SA Crown Prince Al Walid is neutralized. He just happened to control Twitter. We now control Twitter. This was a key event. Go read Q117. Q post 117. Saudi Prince Al Walid arrest. 6th of November 2017. Why was the arrest of Al Walid and others important? How is Al Walid and Barack Obama tied to Huma? Why did Al Walid finance BO pre-political days? Why did Al Walid finance BO pre-political days? Big Tech CEO submission. With the takedown of puppeteer Al Walid, Crown Prince bin Salman goes on a Trump-approved submission trip to all the CEOs formerly owned and controlled by the SA side of the pyramid. Google, Apple, Twitter, Facebook, Microsoft, etc. Japan submitted. With the Middle East and Big Tech in submission, Trump turns his attention to Asia in November 2017. Japan submitted when they let Trump hand out the Sumo Champion Trophy. The Japanese emperor died, removing another, old house family, from control. South Korea and North Korea submitted. Trump left Japan and flew to SK. Many believe this was the first time Trump went to the NK border to meet with Kim. Just a few weeks earlier, the nuclear research mountain in NK collapsed, killing their nuclear scientists. Removing nuke threat? China submitted. Trump then flies to China to meet with Xi in the Forbidden City. This is a massive act of submission. Remember, Xi had already visited Trump at Mar-a-Lago for a few days in the spring of 2017. China wants to rid itself of its deep state as well. Vietnam submitted. Trump then heads to Vietnam to get Southeast Asian leaders to submit, including Singapore and the Philippines. Trump is placed in the honor position to the right of Vietnam leader as proof of submission. It is all about stopping trafficking. Davos CEO submitted. As we enter 2018, the world leaders understand the plan and average US citizens are waking up to Q. Trump flies into the Lion's Den at Davos, Switzerland with Soros present. All the largest global CEOs and bankers submit to Trump at Davos. India submitted. Trump now turns his focus to India. Their leader Modi submits publicly to Trump with these hugs. He also clasped his hands together in this photo to show his hands were tied, and he submitted. These comms are important to them and very symbolic. Trump gets the new president in Mexico to submit. Along with Central American leaders. The cartels all must be removed with military overtime. Trump hovers over their leaders as they submit by ending illegal migrant caravans. Brazil submitted. Trump welcomes a new friend to the table when Brazil elects their version of Trump with Bolsonaro as president. He submits, hands clasped in photo, and quickly arrests Oprah's best friend, spiritual advisor and accused trafficker John of God. Argentina submitted. At the G7 in Argentina, Trump corrals all the global bankers together and forces their submission. Then Trump walks off stage, leaving the Argentina president all alone, showing Argentina's submission to Trump. Argentina is a trafficking hideout. Trudeau and Merkel submitted. Trudeau and Merkel submitted to Trump at the G7 summit in Canada. These images of Trump with his arms crossed are yet another sign that they have submitted to Trump. Notice Trudeau with his hands clasped together. Beautiful submission. Macron submitted. Macron is married to one of them, and he worked for the Rothschilds. Yet he completely submitted to Trump in these photos. Trump has it all, and these leaders are being tasked with cleaning up their deep states, or Trump will declass it all. May submitted. Remember when Theresa May cried like a baby and resigned to allow Bojo, Trump supporter, to take over as Prime Minister of England? May owes Trump her life. Q hinted that Trump alerted May to a hit on her by them winning. #Brexit. #QAnon. Queen submitted. The Queen submitted to Trump when she allowed him to walk in front of her during a review of her honor guard. Then she placed Trump under her sigil in the center position. Then she had him sit in Winston Churchill's chair. Total submission photos. Prince Charles submitted. Just like the Queen, Trump is ushered in front of Prince Charles to review his own honor guard. This is a blatant act of submission. So much winning. I think we have all of the royals' gold safely stored in America. To keep them honest. Russia submitted. Trump continues on his global submission tour and visits Norway to meet Putin. In that famous summit, Putin throws Trump a soccer ball and says the ball is in your court. Absolute submission. The entire world is playing ball now. Also note that the soccer ball is a symbol of adrenochrome and child sex trafficking. Trump knows this and is ending it. Kevin Spacey submitted. Spacey delivered pizza to the press wearing a hat that said retired since 2017, and then he made those creepy House of Cards videos. Spacey was at Epstein Island. He knows it all. He submitted and flipped. Justice will still be served. Note: many of these people who have submitted to Trump are on the lists of arrests and executions. George Bush submitted. Bush also delivered pizza to his Secret Service detail in another act of submission. And at the funeral for Poppy, we all saw his non-reaction to the letters as Jeb and Laurel panicked. Submission. Pizza is also a way of showing they were part of Pizzagate. Schumer and Pelosi submitted. Both of these shrewd political operatives have been intentionally making horrible decisions for the Democrat Party. They are destroying the Dems from within. They submitted in that fake video backdrop speech. Hands clasped in photo. Newsom/Brown submitted. After the Paradise Fires, Trump toured the carnage with Gov Newsom and Gov Brown. You can watch the video on it. For 3 straight minutes both of them keep their hands tied behind their backs as Trump talks to the press. Absolute submission. Cuomo submitted. In Gov Cuomo's recent press conference, he submitted to Trump by visibly wearing his double piercings under his shirt. You can see them clearly in the photo. Believe it or not, Cuomo has destroyed his credibility with the COVID mismanagement. Trump knew about the piercings because Cuomo wore them in videos while abusing children. Cuomo is on the lists of arrests and executions. Fed submitted. During COVID, the Federal Reserve took a back seat to the Trump-controlled Treasury Department for the first time in 100 years. The Fed submitted and paid out all the liquidity while our Treasury secured the assets. It used to be the other way around. GOP senators submitted. Every GOP senator that voted to confirm Brennan during Obama's reign of treason has either resigned, retired, or submitted to Trump. Trump has already cleaned up the GOP. The Dems have not cleaned house at all yet. 2020 landslide. New Zealand submitted. NZ was corrupted by our own rogue C_A, and it was intended to be their hideout during HRCS reign of terror on Earth. After the Christchurch FF and Five Eyes spying, Trump brought NZ into submission in late 2019. Hands clasped. Thumbs up. Lindsey Graham submitted. LG was compromised by No Name. He helped take that dog down. This photo from No Name's funeral shows submission where Jen Kelly signals to LG the military is watching who you talk to. Kissinger? General Kelly is a patriot, by the way. No Name did not submit. No Name decided not to submit. So he was executed for treason. I bet the deep state didn't expect that. Q1649 predicted his death to coincide with National Dog Day. Notice the wrinkled U.S. flag draped over his coffin. Submission. High Coven leader Chrissy Teigen finally submitted when she delivered these 3 pizzas to the press while having her daughter hold a doll of a naked child. Don't worry, full justice will be coming. Her husband John Legend likely submitted as well. They were both at Epstein Island. Ellen submitted. In this picture she is assuming the pose of the Hanged Man surrender from Freemasonry. Then she is seen wearing 1111 on her shirt. Q has said 1111 is a marker. Ask yourself why she is canceling her show and getting outed suddenly as a tyrant. Submission.